decide on a niche. We've been successful in that we market by doing well for our current clients, and we built on that. So, does that answer the question? Do you feel like, or?
I think so.
Okay, good.
And what about you, marketing strategy? I mean, you're cracking into some of the
big dogs.
Big dogs. How do you even get on the doorstep?
Well, if I could tell you guys anything, your relationships, the relationships that you develop right now, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you can go back to those relationships over and over and over again. And I would encourage you to meet as many people as you possibly can, and do people favors. You know, be nice to people, and stay in touch. Follow up with them. For us, those people. Well, what I've always tried to do is involve people that were the best at what they did in whatever field we needed. You know, Ken Moretti, by the way, is one of our attorneys, and he's excellent. He really helped us here locally. I went to the people who were the best at what they did if I needed something, and so we'll end up with the top guy in the world in virtual reality. We wound up making a strategic partnership with a company that's owned by Jerry Reinsdorf. Jerry Reinsdorf knows all the Major League Baseball owners and is very involved with them. He also owns the Bulls. And his company, there are some executives there that have relationships with the top executives at ESPN, at CBS, and all the major sports media companies. And so we engaged him, and then he put us in front of all the right people, the people that, you know, were the decision makers. Now, just because we knew him didn't mean that they were going to say yes, or you know, we had to have something good. And even now, with the marketing that we're doing, we're engaged with a company in Orlando. It's a Disney spinoff, and the CEO of that company was formerly the head of global strategic investing for IBM. We brought in a chairman of our board now, started IBM's global consulting business. And so across the board, we just, you know, shot for the highest level, and we've just been blessed to be able to get to the right people and that they had an interest in what we're doing. So that's our marketing strategy, I guess, you know, to go shoot for the top and then, you know, network through relationships.
I'm going to ask one question, and I'm going to let it marinate, and I'm going to come back to it, and I'm going to ask you another question, because I think one of the important questions here is, how do you identify opportunity? Right, you know, that's sort of a skill that can be, I think, can be developed. Some people are better than others, but I want to let that marinate with you, whether it's about, you know, your company or about now that you're in business and upcoming opportunities that are brought to you or that you identify. But then I want to move on, and so you've worked for other people and you've worked for yourself. What do you like better? You're looking forward to getting out of business and going back to working for somebody else? I doubt it. But you know, what do you like about that? But you know, what are the challenges and the benefits, and then the trade-offs? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, the biggest challenge is I can tell you how many children, who's married, and who lays their head down every night on every decision I make. That is. It's terrifying to me at times. That's the challenge for me, owning your own business and running your own business and making the decisions that I have to make. And I've had to make some tough decisions lately, and one of my, I have a group of mentors who now serve on my board, but I have lunch with him. At one point he turned to me in the conversation and said, "This is why you get paid what you get paid." You know? And I said, "It's right. This is why when you're running your own business and you're by yourself, the only person that's going to be affected is you." I used to always say to my wife, if everything just crumbled, I'll go work at Texaco. You know, well, I would go work 9 jobs. I've always had my whole life. I would do whatever it takes. That's what I would tell you. But when you've got children and they want to go to college, and you've got best friends, my 2 best friends. One is an owner but works for the company. When you've got lifelong friendships that are in that building, and families that depend on every decision you make, that's the challenge. The great thing is you get to make those decisions. It is. And it's not an ego. To me, it's not ego, and it's not the glory, and it's not all of those things. I love making decisions. I love I love listening, putting it all together, and let's go. And I'm real good at, let's all go forward. Here we go. This is the route we're going to go. So I would say the best thing is probably the same as, one, the decisions you make can be detrimental to people, and that includes hiring and firing and all those other things. But being able to make the decisions, I really don't have to go and ask anyone if I should make that decision. I get to make that decision. So.
Now, I would agree with everything you just said. I think that for me, if you think about it as an entrepreneur when you're first starting out, you're like, I don't work for anybody. I can make, I can call my own shots. But if you're thinking about it, you really answer to a lot more people than just a regular job. You answer to your employees. To get them to rally around you, rally around an idea, they have to respect you and respect your leadership. And that doesn't come by ordering people around. It comes by forming relationships. And so, the same thing with clients. If your marketing outlook is to build relationships and build off of current clientele or current customers, you ultimately work for them. And that's not a bad thing, but it's a greater responsibility. And yes, it's fun to make decisions, and yes, it's great when the buck stops with you. But we're looking to hire a couple people here soon, and that's a significant financial investment for us. And I'm talking to my wife last night. I'm like, I'm thankful that I don't really think about this a lot, but like, if this doesn't work out, this affects more than just you and me. It affects my employees, their mortgages, their families, everything. And that's just part of the game. But it's a great opportunity. It's a great, it's a pleasure and it's an enjoyment too at the same time. It's kind of a rush, but it's fun. It's fun.
I guess the challenge for me in this business that I've started is in the same way that you guys are thinking about employees, I'm thinking about investors.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of stress there, there's a lot of pressure. And so, I'm just, hopeful that all the investors, folks that invest in the company, get a return on their investment and then some, and so I think about that. I don't think there's any other way where you can get the benefit from being self-employed by working for someone else. If you're working for somebody else, you don't go home with any stress. There's a benefit there. So if you don't care for stress, you just go home and you live your life and play a softball game or something that you have time for.
All three of us laugh.